Hey everybody, Rorree here. Welcome to my channel. Thank you for tuning in. We are doing our little oracle session this morning. All right. So anyway, um, let's see. I think I just want to jump into it today and then we'll do all the chit chat about everything that's going on at the end this time. So what I do is I pray and meditate some and then I just allow cards to pop out and then I talk about them and I give you whatever comes to me during this session. So I'm not quite sure what this is going to be about. These cards that kind of came popping out. I was like, oh Lord, what we talking about today? But here we go. So the first card that came out was, what do you need to release? What do you need to release? So when I saw that, I was like, okay, is this how we starting things today? What do we need to release? Okay. Then it seems like the other cards that came out may be touching on what it is that we need to release. So we will be talking about that today. And if I can give you any guidance on how to release whatever it is that comes up, I will definitely do that. So what do we need to release? What do we need to release? The next card that popped out was Thorns. Weave together the crown you deserve. Weave together the crown you deserve. And I was like, okay, what the heck does that mean? So I did read the little book on that one to kind of get where I'm going with that. So what I get with that from that as it pertains to what you might want to release or do for yourselves, the card Thorns, Weave Together the Crown You Deserve, talks about, wait, let me turn this music down. It talks about setting, to me, it's setting your intention for your day. Putting on the, I was going to say the face, or putting on the energy that you desire to display or show up as during your day. Setting your intention for your day, waking up and saying, this is going to be a great day. You know, weave your own crown as to how you desire your day to be based upon what you feel you deserve in your life during that day. And I say, to me, this is what this feels like because too often we allow external influences to manipulate or define what our day is going to look like. We allow the way somebody did something that day, you know, to set the tone for our day. And we need to set our own tone for our own day and be like weaving a crown of what we desire to take place for that day. That's like getting dressed. And showing up the way you want to show up for that day. Even if you woke up and you know how you say, I woke up on the wrong side of the bed, you know, I woke up to this nasty email. Well, you know, you might need to set your day so that you're not waking up to email. You know, so these are some things that I've done for myself over the years. Like, I don't let other people in my space for a certain period of time. After a certain period of time, then I engage. And it is not 8 and 9 o'clock in the morning because I'm not an early morning person as far as wanting to deal with other people. I'm very empathic and I'm protective of my space. I'm protective of the energy that I allow in. I don't answer the phone to certain people at certain times of day, because this is my time for me. This is Rory's time. This is how I set my day. So if I allow you in my space at the beginning of the day, then I'm not setting my day the way I want to set my day. I don't set my day with irritation, negativity. I don't do that first thing in the morning. I don't do people complaining to me first thing in the morning. So I don't do clients first thing in the morning. I don't. I do me. I do me. I do my daughter. That's it. That's the only energy, God, spirit, all of that. That's all that gets to come through before a certain time of day for me, because I'm setting the tone for my day to be how I desire and deserve to have it for that day. I don't allow invasions of my space. Don't do it. Okay. Um, to get to that, I had to do certain things. Like, I used to allow clients to call me on my regular phone, and now I don't do that anymore. Clients, you get this number, you get this phone, and when I don't feel like dealing with other people's energy, I put it over there. A lot of clients that I work with need help. They don't feel so great. They need lifting up. They call me to share everything. And I'm just like, okay. Like, sometimes I feel like I'm the dumping ground, and I don't really allow that. That's not something I welcome into my space, because I can't continue to vibrate high if I keep allowing that. So there's a time and place for everything. So I set my boundaries. Work phone gets turned off at certain points. It goes over there. I don't care what the issue is. I don't care, because if I don't take myself and have my own boundaries and set my day the way I want it to be, then I'm not going to be good for you. So that's just me. That's how I do me. But you do you the way you do you. Put your crown on for that day, how you feel your crown needs to be. Set your intentions for your day versus allowing somebody else to set it. I know when I was little, and when my mother used to wake me up for school, she would wake me up yelling, Rorree! And I'll be like, oh my God, like, who the hell wants to be awakened like that? Like, really? Who wants to be yelled at? Even though it is not an intentional thing, it is not mean, but it is yelling and it is startling. So those of you who do that to your children, don't do it. And so, I don't do that with my daughter. I don't yell to wake her up, because I know what that was like and I hated it. So I don't do that to my daughter. I don't, it's good to wake up peacefully. You know what I mean? So wake up. So I don't even like alarm clocks, and when I have to use one, I set it to a tone that's peaceful for me to wake up to, if I have to use an alarm clock. I like to wake up when I finish sleeping. So I tell people, oh, if you schedule this early and if I ain't finished sleeping, then you're going to be short. So I suggested you schedule it for another time, because I work very late. You know what I mean? I'm a late worker, so I don't get started real early in the morning, like 4 or 5 o'clock, like some people do, because I might not get to bed until late, and I'm working on that. But anyway, so set your tone for your own day. Put your own crown on for your day so that you can have a day crafted especially for yourself. Set your boundaries and all of that. And then the next card that came out was family and tribe. And I was like, okay, what's this all about? And so the way I see this kind of parlays to yesterday's session, because it's talking about holding on to ideals and values and things of that nature from your tribe and from your family. And sometimes you have to put your own crown on. You have to set your own values and your own boundaries and your own goals for yourself. Even though you were raised with this family, with this tribe, with these ideals, with these goals and values, that doesn't mean that they're going to stay your priorities as you grow up. We're growing and we're learning and we're transforming and we're moving forward and we're developing into the best selves that we could possibly be. So, you know, if you have some things that are a part of you and you're doing these things and you have no idea why you do these things, and maybe now it doesn't really vibrate with you, then you may need to check that. You also need to check, who are you showing up for? Are you showing up for yourself? Or are you showing up for your tribe and your family? You need to show up for you. You need to wear your sunglasses, not your mother's, not your father's, not your auntie's. You need to wear your own sunglasses, develop your own value systems, you know and and move forward in your days and in your journey based upon that, not based upon somebody else's. Okay, this has to be about you, and that's why this program over this next year is called I Choose Me. You have to choose yourself. I choose myself. You know what I mean? It's not about you. It's not that I'm dissing, disregarding, or anybody else, but this is about me. This journey is mine. This journey is yours. It's not your mama's. It's not your boyfriend's, your girlfriend's. It's not. It's yours. Okay. So you have to work on yourself and develop into who you are supposed to be in this lifetime. Who did you come here to be? You know what I mean? What did your soul decide it wanted to do in this lifetime? That's what you've got to figure out. This journey of yours is about remembering. Okay, not about being entrained to be somebody else's puppet. You know, this is about your journey. The next card that came out was inspiration. And I'm feeling like this all kind of connects together, and I'm feeling it right in here, where your inspiration comes from within. You have to, and I'm feeling something heavy like on my chest, and it's between my throat and my chest, and it feels like you have to be divinely inspired. You came here for a purpose. You were reincarnated into this being, into this vessel for a reason, and you have to take all of what I'm saying, creating yourself on purpose, showing up on purpose, showing up for yourself. You have to be divinely inspired to do that. You have to know with all certainty what it is that you're here for. Why are you showing up today? Why are you going to this job today? Do you like this job? Do you like your mate? Why are you with this mate? Are you with this mate because this mate is like your dad or like your mom? Why are you with this person? Are you with this person because you truly love them? Are they, what is it that you're getting from it? What is it that you're giving to it? Is it balanced? Is it unequally yoked? Are you giving and they're taking and you're not receiving nothing? What is this all about? How are you showing up? Why are you showing up? Are you staying in something? Are you staying in a relationship because your parents stayed together forever? Are you staying in a relationship because your parents got divorced? What are you doing? Take all the tools that you've learned and you need to dust them off and figure out what they are, and then polish those tools that you want to polish, and the tools that you want to set aside, go on and set them aside, because maybe they weren't yours. Maybe they were from your tribe or from your family, and you really need to tap into what's divinely inspired for you. You need to tap into your third eye, your clarity, your pineal gland, your ajna, whatever you want to call it, your blue pearl. You have to tap into that, because that card came up again, clarity. That must be what this week is all about, having clarity and tapping into self, being divinely inspired. That's what this new age of Aquarius is about, tapping into yourself, being your divine self, showing up, remembering who you are, remembering why you're here, remembering so that you can move forward on this journey. So the next card was clarity and the third eye, and then there is nurturing and compassion. And I'm going to just read these cards, not actually in order, but how I feel like what they're meaning for this reading today. I feel like we are going and growing through a transformation. Sometimes that doesn't feel good. Sometimes you have to deal with different people that might have a face on, a mask on. They may be deceptive or something like that. They might not be showing you their true selves, especially if it's in relationship. You might not be dealing with the true person. Maybe you're not being the true authentic person because you are showing up for somebody else. You are using the tools that were given to you by your family, and you haven't made them your own yet. Whatever the case may be for you listening today. So, and again, remember, all of my readings are timeless, even though they may be on a specific day, a specific time, and I might reference something. Whenever you hear this is for you for that time. Okay. So anyway, so you may deal with somebody who's deceptive or not showing up right, and you have to use your own clarity. That's why it's important for us to tap into our own selves, because when you're filled with other people's junk, it's hard to know. It's hard to see and hear clearly. When you've got all your family on your back, you've got all your tribe, everybody in your surroundings, you're filled with all of their stuff, all of society stuff. You're filled with what everybody else is saying, and you have not released all of that to become clear for yourself. You will get duped. You will get suckered into situations where someone is disguised and you won't see it because you can't see, because you got too much stuff on you. You have to release those layers, peel off the layers. In one of the courses, actually the first main course that I did that was recorded was Recipe for Prosperity. And in that course, it was like you were peeling off the layers. It's a 5-week course, and you peel off the layers. You peel to get to the core like an onion, and you get to the core, and that's you. You're at the core, but you've got all these layers on you from everybody, and you don't even know how to put your own crown on or create your crown for yourself, because you don't even know who the hell you are, because you're all mixed up and intertwined with what somebody else wanted you to be, with what your mate wanted you to be with, because everybody always trying to impose how they are on somebody else, or what your family wanted you to be, your mama, your daddy, or what your tribe wanted you to be, or what society wanted you to be, what the TV wanted you to be. Whatever, you got all of this on you, and you've never learned how to release it. You never meditated, you've never done anything to release all of this malarkey, or even the way you're eating the foods that we eat now, especially in this country, the United States. On my stars, the food is horrific. There is a fast food place on every corner. It's really, really, really sad. What they put in the foods is ridiculous. They're putting, I don't even want to go into it, what they make flavoring from what some of the foods, like back in the day, I could go get some food. It probably wasn't good, some processed food or whatever back in the day, and I would eat it and I would feel fine. But then I pay attention to stuff. Packaging changes, sizes of packaging changes, the price go up, the box gets smaller. So I pay attention to things, and I also pay attention to how I feel when I eat something. And what I started noticing was when I would eat certain things, I would feel it right here, and I'd be like, what's wrong with me? Something wrong, something's wrong. This food just won't digest. It feels like it's right here. And this started to happen all of a sudden. I was like, what is wrong with this food? So I stopped eating certain processed foods because it wouldn't digest. And I'm like, they are putting something in the food now that doesn't like my body. My body doesn't like it. So I stopped eating certain processed foods. I remember also, I used to go to, like, when I would go to McDonald's back in the day. I don't go there anymore, but back in the day when I used to go to McDonald's, I'm a pescatarian, so I would get a fish fillet with French fries, right? And then what I noticed was that I would eat the food and then my stomach would blow up, and I'd be like, what the hell? It was like this. I eat the food, the stomach will blow up. So what the hell's in this food? Why is this doing this? I love filet of fish, And but I don't know what it was. I haven't done any research. All I know is my reaction to the food was adverse. And so I stopped eating the food. And if I ever went back to eat it, I would still have that adverse reaction. So I had to stop eating a lot of foods that are out and about. I just got to cook for myself or go to a place that cooks the food, and you have to be careful because even some places that cook the food, like I like Caribbean food. My family's from the island, so I love Caribbean food, and I would um I would eat it, like eat the rice, beans and rice and beans, rice and peas, whatever, and then I'd be like, what? Then that is this must be made out of the same rice that the box things are made out of because this won't digest. Then later I started learning that the Food and Drug Administration allows a certain amount of plastic in food to include rice, bread, and some other things, and then they allow different things. They make different things out of the food, I mean, flavorings. They make different flavorings for the food out of certain things that my body don't like. And the things are so gross. I don't care if my body likes it or not. I am not doing it. But anyway, so I'm saying all that because the foods are so not good for your body these days. Even some of the plant-based foods, they're even messing with that. So you just have to be careful. A lot of fake foods, like fake meats and stuff, are so filled with sodium. Like you think you're doing something, eating some fake meat, and next thing you know, you got high blood pressure or hypertension because that food was filled with sodium. So you just have to be really, really careful. What you eat and the way we eat affects our ability to hear and see clearly. If your body is filled with toxins, you're not going to be able to hear and see clearly. So when you're trying to see the forest through the trees, you're not going to be able to see it. When you're trying to see, what do I want to do? What do I like? You're not going to be able to know. It's not going to be clear to you because your being, this vessel, is filled with garbage, So you might need to do a cleanse. I know I talk to people and I'm like, well, have you ever done a colon and intestinal cleanse? And they're like, no, what's that? And I'm like, really? Like you like 40 something and you've never done that? Wow. Okay. But like I was raised on this, so that's just me with my sunglasses. I'm thinking it's like, really? But it's so many people who've never even heard of cleansing, so you might need to clean your body out. Parasites are real. People feeling depressed, you might be depressed because you got some parasites all up in you, and you can get parasites from eating fruits, vegetables, or meats. So, but especially meats. If you eat meat, if you eat pork and stuff like that, you definitely have parasites. So you definitely need to do a cleanse. You need to do a total body cleanse to include a parasite cleanse if you're eating meats. But you can, like I said, you can get parasites from vegetables. You can get parasites from having pets in your house. So don't be afraid of having parasites because everybody has parasites, but you should do a cleanse periodically, a couple times a year. Do a parasite cleanse, maybe twice a year. Do a parasite cleanse. If you're eating pork, you might need to do a parasite cleanse more often because that is a dirty animal. You know what I mean? But I mean, we say that, but damn, all the freaking animals crazy dirty because they are doing stuff to everything. They're injecting stuff in everything. It's just really sad. The kids today, they be having chi-chis. I was dying for some chi-chis. I'm talking about these. When I was little, I was dying to have some. I ain't had nothing but little miniature marshmallows, But today, they put so many hormones in the food that, you be having a little person having chi-chis and having a menses all early. It's like, what the hell are y'all eating? You know what I mean? They be having hair in places early, and it's like, what is up with that? And I think it's the food, all the craziness in the food. But back to this reading here. we have to be careful of what we eat. You may need to cleanse your body, you know, and you know, take a hiatus from some of the meats. I'm not saying you have to be a vegetarian, pescatarian, or whatever, but while you're cleansing, you might want to eliminate the meats because you're cleansing the body. And just see how well you feel. You know, you will feel better, you will be more clear. Exercising is good, for clarity, to raise your vibration, and to be able to see. You know, some people, you ask them, well, what do you like? You know, or they want to mate and they don't even know what they want in a mate. What do you like? What, you know, what qualities do you like? You know, one of the exercises I do with people who are trying to attract a mate, the first thing I say, okay, well, write down 50 or 100 qualities or something like that, either 50 or 100 qualities that you would desire in a mate. You have to write it in a positive. You know, don't say, I don't want a smoker. You know, you might want someone who uh, wants their lungs to be healthy. I don't know. You may want, if you don't want someone who smokes, you may want someone who is health conscious and appreciates and loves their body, you know, their bodies. What it so state everything in the positive that it is you desire. Don't say, I don't want this, I don't like this. Don't use the word don't, not, and stuff like that. And write down qualities. You know, when I did this exercise for myself, I got down to qualities. Like I started taking the word and out of sentences. I want him to be able to do this and that. Well, that could be two things. So because it's difficult. It took me a while to do 100 qualities that I desired in a mate. It took a minute, right? So, but that's one of the first things that I have people do, because then that will help you to see what it is that you actually like in a guy. What do you like to do? Do you want this person to like to do that as well? You might not want the person to be exactly like you, because that could be boring, you know, but what are some things that you like to do? You know, I remember I dated one guy, and I always did what he wanted to do, but he never did what I wanted to do. So like the thing, and he was like scared of what I would like to do. Like he didn't want to meditate, he didn't want to do anything. And you know, maybe that's woo woo, I don't know, but different things that I would want to do, he wouldn't do, but I always did whatever he wanted to do. So I had great new adventures, not all that I liked or would do again, but at least I had a new adventure. But he didn't, because he was closed off to doing things that I liked. So is that the kind of person you want to date? You know, or would you like to date a person who is open to doing new things with you, or that y'all have he is open, he or she is open to exploring things that you would like to explore, whatever commonalities, or you know, maybe say something where they're not closed-minded, but you don't want to say the word not. So but do a list for yourself, and I'm telling you, you can kind of look at past relationships and look at what you didn't like and look at what you did like, and take whatever it was you didn't like and turn that around into a positive quality that you would like. And the things that you did like, write them down as positive qualities that you would like, you know what I mean? And so I say all of this because it's really important to start crystallizing what you like, who you are, you know what I mean? And when you cleanse the stuff, it becomes more clear to you what you like. You know, I talk to so many people and they have no idea what they like. They don't know. I just want a guy. I just want him to be nice. Girl, please. I'll be like, okay, what else you want? Okay. So anyway, so that's that on the relationship tip. Okay, the next card that I'm looking at right now is attraction, and like what it is that you desire to attract to yourself as you're transforming and you're growing into this new age that we have here, the age of Aquarius. What is it that you want to attract? You need to put that down. That kind of coincides with the list that I was just talking about, but you want to be able to attract, you know, great things in your life. Sometimes if you're vibrating lower, you're going to attract garbage. Or if you still have lessons to learn, you're going to attract someone to help teach you the lesson. I tell everybody, you need to go back. If you haven't thought about your relationships that you've had and you're not in the relationship that you desire to be in right now, you have to go back and look at every relationship and analyze it. What did you learn from it? What would you do differently next time? What what do you need to work on with yourself? What do you need to heal? And I'm gonna tell you, with every relationship, you need to heal and release that person. I remember I did a house healing with this young lady, and this young lady's house is beautiful. Okay. Her house is the bomb.com. I mean, inside and out, down to the trimming of the awning. I mean, not the awning, the shutters. The house is just beautiful inside and out. Okay. And and I remember we did this healing. I was like, because okay, so her boyfriend did not want to stay at her house, and we were like, what is up with that, you know what I mean? And so anyway, so when I looked at the house spiritually, it was ugly, it was dark, it was gloomy. I was like, wow. And it had the energy from several past mates all around that house. Like, you know how animals mark their territory? That's kind of like what was happening with her house. So her new man didn't want to be all up in the house because he probably could feel the presence of the others energetically and didn't even know it. He didn't know why he didn't want to be there. He just didn't want to be there. You know what I mean? So we did a healing on the house. We released all the energies from the house. I was sharing with her what people would feel when they came into the house, and it was like right on. These are things that he might have said to her, and this, so I was able to give the vibration that the person coming in would feel, and it was on point. So um then we did the healing on the house, and I told her, I said, when we do all of this releasing, I'm gonna just let you know these people are gonna come back. They're gonna come back, and you have to know what you want, because they're gonna come back with some offerings. So once you do this, they're gonna come back. You're gonna have to be like, if you don't want them, you're gonna have to let them go. And if you do want them, you know what you're dealing with. So all of that is on you. But anyway, now why was I talking about that? attracting attracting what it is that you desire. So sometimes you do, after you release the relationships, that's what I was talking about, you have to heal, and you have to heal your house, you have to heal your body, your mind, your spirit, everything. You have to release the cords and connections to the person, so that y'all are not still channeling energy back and forth with one another. You have to do that after each relationship. So if you are looking for a relationship, definitely you have to go revisit all the past ones. Definitely release them all from your mind, body, spirit, and your house. And and then you also have to do the chords and connections, but you have to learn from the experiences. If you don't learn from experiences and you wonder why everybody you attract, every relationship is just like the last one, and if you're saying everybody's bad, no, there are no good men, there are no good women, whatever your preference is, that is that really the case? Or are you just attracting the same kind of experiences because you haven't learned from the ones that you have already attracted? So you have to learn your lessons. If you don't learn your lessons, you're going to get a new lesson. Okay. So I feel like I talked about this one day last week. So definitely do your self healing, do your self cleaning, clean your house, clean everything. Write down what it is you desire. Learn your lessons so that you can move forward and transform in great directions. And from these cards, it looks like we are transforming, we are moving ahead. The cards are saying there, it was a couple of warnings. This one, what is this one talking about? Oh, it's important to see things for the way they really are. And it was a warning about somebody being a master of disguise. So there's something that's not fully true. I kind of spoke to this earlier, but I didn't tell you how it kind of showed up in this reading. So just be aware of what you're looking at. Sometimes you can go into something and not, you don't fully have all the pieces, or you don't see clearly what's really going on. You really need to pay attention and get grounded and be centered and pay attention to those nudges, those gut feelings, those butterflies, those whispers that you might hear. You need to pay attention, not if you're having a whole bunch of self-doubt and stuff like that. I don't know if you want to pay attention to those whispers. You need to heal from that. But if you're hearing some things, just pay attention, because some things might not be on the up and up today for you. So just pay attention. And today means whatever day that you hear this, you may need to pay attention to things and see them as they truly are. So, for example, if somebody comes back and they're offering you this, that, and the other, you need to pay attention to, you know, is this person really real? Is this some bullshit they're trying to feed me? Does this person know what to do to get me? Because I know in relationships, oftentimes people know exactly what buttons to push to get you to go whichever way. So you just need to pay attention. It's not anything serious, it's not anything harmful that's coming, but I do feel like you are transforming, and it is time for you to attract what it is that you desire in your life. So you have to create your own crown every morning and step out into newness of life and attract what it is that you desire and you deserve. All right. I hope y'all enjoyed this little session for today. And stay tuned. We are coming with the I Choose Me program very, very soon. We are due to release it at the beginning of January. I think it's January that we are scheduled to release the program. We're kind of like in a pre-launch phase right now. I can't remember if it's January or the beginning of February, but whatever it is, it's coming. Okay. I think, well, I'm not looking at my calendar right now, and for whatever reason it has slipped my mind. So definitely do what you got to do. Stay tuned, like and subscribe, share if you think anybody would like this content. Share the channel with them, share this video with them. And I think that's it. Just make sure that as you are on this journey, that you always choose yourself. Love yourself first. Love yourself the most. Okay, dokie. Ashe, ashe, ashe. Bye.